Good evening. My name is Max Solo. I'm a general contractor, 20 years experience in Charlotte, North Carolina. And tonight I have a very interested guest that I thought about bringing in and just picking his brain again for a little bit. His name is Jay Darji, and he just became a dentist. And I guess I'll just, Jay, good evening.
Thanks for having me, man.
Yeah. Can you introduce yourself?
Yeah, so I'm Jay Dorji. Grew up in Charlotte, North Carolina. Went to South Mac in high school and graduated from there and went to undergrad at Appalachian State University. Been doing a lot of school, still in school. Just graduated this past May. Been working as a pediatric dentist and went to ECU dental school. But damn,
Wow, that's a lot of schooling.
yeah, it's a lot.
How did you handle that?
Um, Family, friends,
Yeah, yeah,
we all kind of struggled together.
yeah,
So
yeah. Good support group.
everybody kind of
You
like,
made it.
yeah, we all stuck together and kind of just got through it. But yeah, finally working now and trying to look for a house.
Yeah. May I ask how old you are?
33.
33.
Yeah.
Okay, and you just finished school and started on your journey. And the reason I wanted to bring you in is because, like you just said, well, first of all, uh, you're starting out in a high income bracket and you're in search of a new house. That's why I wanted to
Right.
talk to you.
Yeah, for sure.
Because you're all at the beginning of your journey, and I just wanted to get your thoughts and feelings about what you're looking for. Are you looking for new construction? Are you willing to hire a builder to build you a house? Just kind of pick your brain like that.
Yeah, for sure. So, I think there's a lot of different angles to look at it.
Yeah.
When you kind of go in there into the market and you first looking for a house, like should I buy an existing house? And it's really easy to kind of picture exactly what the house looks like when you buy it, versus whenever you're building, it's kind of hard. Who do you talk to
Yeah.
and things like that? There's a lot of questions that you have to ask.
Yeah.
A lot more than just kind of basic. Just let me go look at houses
Yeah,
one
yeah.
day. But I think looking at blueprints is really difficult. So I feel
Yeah.
like you have to get kind of involved and kind of really figure out what exactly you want when it comes to looking at a house.
I heard you say that I guess looking at existing homes feels a lot easier.
Right.
But then I don't know if you thought about this or not. Like because you're in a different bracket, you can kind of afford a little bit more or a lot
Right.
more.
Absolutely.
Like when you're looking at an existing house, you're kind of locked into whatever's built.
Right.
And then also what I think about is the quality of the house. Like what builder built it? Did they have quality in mind,
For sure.
or did they just do a cheap job, quick patch it job, to build the house, make the money? Like, is that important to you?
Yeah, absolutely. You want to like choose a builder that you really trust and
Well,
somebody
that's if
that's
you're
gonna.
building, right?
Yeah.
Or like what I heard was, you said that, look, or I interpreted that when you're looking at existing homes, it's easier versus looking at blueprints, which
Exactly.
are very confusing to a lot of people.
Right.
Me as a builder, when I look at house plans, I already envision the house finished in my mind. It's easy for me. But I did find a lot of clients, it's they don't know what they're looking at.
Right.
It's a
Yeah,
bunch
yeah,
of it's an
absolutely.
alien language to them. And I guess a good builder will guide you through it. And with today's technology, you can do a lot of 3D renders,
Right.
which I do for myself as well. I'll imagine it in my mind,
Right.
and then I'll get 3D renders done, and just make sure, okay, yeah, matches up. And then I also like to, when I build a house, take the 3D render and see if it came out the same. But from what I hear, it sounds like for you, it might be like a little more challenging to build a house from scratch.
Right.
or are you not
Absolutely.
against that?
I'm not against that
Yeah,
at
yeah.
all. I would love to build
Yeah.
a house and get it exactly the way I want it and
Yeah, yeah.
envision a dream home to be.
What would you prefer right now, to get a move-in ready house or spend some time and customize a house? Like, how important are features in the house to you? Like,
Right.
will the house work for you?
Yeah, so right now I'm not in any rush, so I feel like taking my time and kind of investing in the right home for me would be very beneficial in the long run. If I kind of dove in, kind of bought a house as is, I already kind of I'm looking through homes on Redfin
Yeah,
and all
yeah.
these places, and I'm like, what can I change to this house to
Yeah, yeah.
make it more my home?
So
And
you're already customizing it.
exactly, yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I think like being able to just build in, being in no rush,
Yeah.
really benefits me in a big way.
My opinion, your income bracket, you need the house to kind of service you, work for you, versus just having four walls
Right.
and a light and some utilities. But then I had another question. Is area, like, part of town, important for you? And are you looking in certain areas in Charlotte? Right now, I want to focus on Charlotte because that's where I guess I grew up and where I honed my skills.
Absolutely.
I wasn't born here, but Charlotte's home to me.
Yeah.
So are you looking in certain parts of town? Like, what's important for you?
Yeah, so my parents are getting old.
Yeah.
Definitely want to be somewhat closer to them. I think being somewhere in South Charlotte would be really good to kind of get over there, in that area. It's also kind of expensive in that area to
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
find properties,
Yeah.
not as many lots, but I feel like if the right opportunity came around Charlotte,
Yeah,
then
yeah.
I would definitely take that.
Yeah. Well, I think if you were to build in that area, I don't know if there's any lots left in that area.
Right. It's
It's
really
pretty
hard to
much
find.
you demo and rebuild.
Yeah, for sure.
that area,
And
but-
that puts a whole nother thing to the equation.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
Yep.
Well, with the right builder, it's a easy process and it can all be done.
Right.
But it also takes money.
Absolutely.
Let's see, what else? So are you against living like center city, having a little fun?
No,
enjoying your
yeah.
money. Have you thought about that, or is family more important to you?
So Charlotte's really, I mean, traffic is somewhat crazy at certain hours of the day, but it's no matter where you are in Charlotte, traffic is pretty doable. So even if I was kind of center city, closer to South End, an area that's
yeah.
more to the younger, cater to the
yeah.
younger people would be nice.
Yeah.
And I'm definitely not opposed to that as well.
Yeah.
Definitely, so Noda, South End
Yeah.
are huge. They're growing a
Yeah,
lot.
yeah, it's
So
exploding.
yeah, now you even have lower South End as well. So lots of different little pockets of Charlotte that are getting flourishing pretty
Yeah.
much.
Are your future goals? Are you planning to stay in Charlotte or move out of Charlotte? What is Jay's future plan for Charlotte?
Yeah, so I always, even before dental school, graduated from Charlotte, born and raised here, always envisioned myself coming back to Charlotte
Yeah.
and just kind of serving the
Yeah.
Charlotte community. It's nice to kind of
That's
give
awesome.
back. So
Yeah.
definitely wanted to come back and stay in Charlotte. Work has been going great. So
Yeah.
I love it, and it gives me lots of hope to stay
Yeah.
in Charlotte.
Yeah. Do you? I'm gonna backtrack a little bit. That's kind of cool that you're. The original Charlotteans are rare, so we have one in our midst. Every time I meet one, I'm like, wow, you're born here. That's crazy.
There's not many of us left.
So many transplants here. Yeah, yeah. So I think that's pretty cool.
Right.
Are there, so from knowing you're just on your quest, at the beginning of your quest to find a house, have you run into any challenges, anything like that? like is it all confusing?
Yes,
Uh,
very.
Very confusing.
Yes.
And are you working with any professionals, or are you just kind of poking around the internet by yourself right now?
Yeah, I think it's mostly just poking around the internet, trying to figure out what is best for me in my circumstances.
Yeah.
Just now finishing up dental school, so I'm still trying
Yeah.
to get that initial like down payment
Yeah,
and stuff
yeah.
like that, saving up for that.
Yeah.
But I feel like I'm at that stage where I have a lot more questions and answers,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I feel like for the most part, my resources is just the internet, and then
Yeah,
I
yeah.
have individuals like you and some other people I could reach out to.
Would you, how do you see yourself buying a house with a realtor representing you or by yourself? Like, I just want to get in your head right now. Like, how do you envision? Like, let's say you found a house tomorrow. Are you, would you just buy it by yourself or call a realtor buddy? Like, hey, help me out.
Yeah.
Like, how do you envision yourself purchasing that house?
Yeah, so I definitely would rely on a realtor a lot for all of that, because
Yeah.
I personally don't know a lot of the
Yeah.
documents and things that
Yeah,
go into
yeah,
purchasing a
yeah,
home.
yeah.
It'd be my first time, and
Yeah.
I'm sure there's a lot of things that they could also, they know the end.
They
pretty
do add
much.
value.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
So-
especially if they got your back
Right.
and they represent you well. They definitely add value and make sure you're getting a good product
Right.
for a good price.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, let me see. One thing that I learned from you, which I'm surprised I've never heard of, is there's a physician's assistant loan. I
Yeah.
think they call it a doctor's loan. That's available to you, and I feel like that's a little bit unfair to
Sorry,
I
man.
guess us regulars.
Right.
How do you feel about that, and are you going to utilize that?
Yeah, so I feel like some of my classmates have started utilizing that, and one of the biggest benefits to that loan, to me, I feel like, is not having that down payment
Yeah.
initially.
Yeah, yeah.
It kind of benefits somebody that's kind of in school
Yeah.
doing the residency still.
Yeah.
That's a doctor. It also works for, I think, nurse practitioners as well,
Yeah.
and other different types of doctors that are still in school or just now graduating.
Yeah.
It's definitely beneficial. I don't know how different the interest rates are for that
Yeah.
or not, but there's a lot of different things involved with
Yeah,
the physicians and assistants.
That's a lot of help if you're not doing the 20% down payment. That's ginormous.
Right.
It'll help somebody out like you enormously. And I also read that you don't have to pay the mortgage insurance.
Right.
That also cuts down on the payment a little bit. But I think interest rates are the same as all of us. It's
Okay.
just the
Yeah.
banks get rid of that down payment, which is massive.
Yeah.
If you're buying a nice house.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
What kind of technology would you like inside your house?
Ooh.
I know, let me start off with the first one. I know internet is a must.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, fast
It's a
internet is
utility,
definitely
yeah,
a must. And obviously good cable, things like that. I would like somewhat of updated modern technology in the home, stuff that adds efficiency to
Yeah,
it. I think lighting is huge
Yeah,
as well.
yeah, lighting's
I
great.
don't want boring inside the house.
Exactly.
So little accessories that would kind of add a little uniqueness to the house would be nice.
Yeah. What about whole home audio? Would you want that?
That'd be
You
nice.
see yourself?
Yeah, like surround sound, things like that. Yeah,
I was
absolutely.
at a customer's house last week, and he had this soft music playing everywhere. And he was one of the only, well, I've seen other people utilize it. They're all either blasting it, but he had this soft music playing and it felt so good.
Yeah.
It just filled the whole house.
Yeah.
And I'm walking around and I'm like, this feels amazing.
Yeah.
So definitely that.
definitely wanna-
less. We need to oil that up. It's a little squeaky. It's okay.
Yeah, who cares?
Okay. Also,
Yeah, no, I would definitely want that.
Yeah.
And having that vibe in the house and
Yeah,
the
yeah.
backyard is huge for me too.
Okay,
I
okay.
want a really
Outdoor.
nice,
Yeah.
outdoor space,
Yeah.
something where I can just kind of come home, relax,
Yeah, yeah, kick it a
enjoy
little
it.
bit.
Yeah, exactly. After a long day of dentistry,
What about a pool? Yes, no?
it's
Or
it
later
would be
on?
nice having like a nice backyard size to where if
Yeah.
I did want to add that in the future, I could do that.
Yeah.
But it's a lot of maintenance too.
Yeah, oh yeah,
And I don't
yeah.
know if I have time for that, but
Yeah.
yeah, maybe one day.
Yeah, yeah. Sorry. Um, uh, and some personal questions. Now that you're done with school and you're at the beginning of your career as well, any advice to give to your younger self?
Um,
No? Okay. Okay. Um, Now, okay. Also, this is also kind of personal. How does it feel to start making a lot of good money?
Oh, it feels great.
Feels good?
Just not having to rely on my parents anymore and just being able to do things whenever I want to. And also trying to support them as being able to
Yeah,
support
yeah.
them is kind of nice now.
Yeah.
Tables have kind of turned.
Yeah, yeah.
People actually
That's-
expect presents now.
Oh yeah, definitely a good feeling.
Yeah,
Huh?
yeah, for sure.
I also want to hear maybe some kind of crazy story from school or from practice. Anything crazy happen, like wrong teeth pulled, or anything like that?
There has definitely been a wrong.
How often does that happen?
Dentists do it. Not often.
Not often, but
I
it
think
does
it's
happen?
like a one and done type
Okay,
thing. You
okay.
learn your lesson
Okay,
after the
you do
first
it
one.
one time.
Yes.
Anything else crazy? Like I'm sure you're there
Does
every
not
day.
go on the fucking.
That's why they do it for free.
What?
Like, I had some students ask me if I can get my teeth done and do it for free. And it sounded really good, but now I'm starting to realize why they do it for free.
That's how they learn.
Yeah, because it's not on them.
Yeah, yeah.
It's not their liability.
Anything else like you give the patient the wrong drugs or something?
No.
No?
Yeah. But for the most part, it's just for me. So I'm in
Uneventful?
pediatrics, so
Yeah.
kids are very unpredictable
Yeah,
when it comes
yeah.
to treatment, so you just never know how they're going to react. I've had
Yeah.
hands up and everything, like people trying to jump out of my chair in
Wow.
the middle of treatment.
Wow.
It's just, and once you get started, you kind of have to finish. You can't just like leave the patient
Yeah,
up and
yeah,
go home with a
obvious.
hole in
Yeah,
their mouth.
yeah.
So it's challenging. A lot of patients are great though, so it's a nice little balance. And
Yeah.
for everything in between, you have a little bit of nitrous laughing gas.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
but,
Definitely make
yeah.
you feel good.
yeah.
Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
So hopefully, kind of settled in Charlotte, making nice money without married. Hopefully, maybe a kid at that point or two. Just kind of settled into our new home.
Yeah.
And then I think I would like to eventually have my own practice. So that would be really nice.
That's great.
So,
Yeah. Good
definitely
ambitions.
want to jump into that at one
Yeah.
point.
Yeah,
But
definitely.
more and more dentists are doing it every day, so
Yeah.
why not?
Yeah. Well, I foresee all that happening.
Thank
and
you.
Jay, again, pleasure. Thank you for
Absolutely,
coming
man. Yeah, thanks for having me.
in. All right.